welcome folks. This is episode 2 of what I'm calling easy mode. And that is basically I have started up a new SS2 playthrough. I chose in the City Planner's holotape, when you first load it, you get prompted with a question of whether you're new or not. If you're new, what it does is it matches your difficulty settings to your gameplay settings. So if you're in easy or, and I went to the wrong screen. If your gameplay settings, if your difficulty is on easy or, what is it, very easy, it will do what we call automated mode. If you're in normal, hard, or I think very hard, I think all three of those, you get put in what's called city builder mode. And if you're on survival, you get put in hardcore mode. And what we did is we're playing in normal, and I hit returning user, because obviously I played before. When you hit returning user, you get to select from those three profiles, and we selected automated. And then I'll probably tinker with some settings as we go to change things up even a little more beyond that. And basically with automated mode, it removes almost all of the management features of Sim Settlements 2. So then your focus is basically, what plot do you want to put down and where do you want to stick city plans? And that's about it. That's about as much as you really have to think. And then you can just play the quests and enjoy the automated building of Sim Settlements. So it's a lot closer to what Sim Settlements 1 was, because Sim Settlements 1 didn't have a ton of mechanics. Like, for the most part, Sim Settlements 1 was build plots, and there would be the dynamic needs, and that was pretty much it. And so SS2 is where we kind of got in deep with lots of mechanics. And so after my first playthrough, which just wrapped up, the edited episode 39 that just went up the other day, that is the final episode of that series until chapter 3 comes out, and then I'll resume it. But with this, the goal is to show you that, hey, all those weeks and weeks I spent tinkering with my settlements, trying to get numbers just right, like if you don't like that, or if that was a turnoff, this is another way you can play. So today we're going to continue just questing and building up as we find settlements and whatnot. I don't know how much of the main quest I'm going to do again. I'm just doing it for just something fun to do again. I'm answering differently to Jake this time, getting access to unlocks, and it's adding a nice pacing. Like, this is kind of the way the mod was designed to play, was to have you go back and forth between building settlements for a bit and then go do some quests, whether it's ours or the vanilla game or other mod quests, but back and forth. And that way, by the time you come back, your settlements will have built, you'll have more settlers to build for, etc. So like right now, I've got enough stuff for all these guys, so there's nothing for me to do here anyway, so it's a perfect time to go quest, because I want to do anything but pass time by waiting and sleeping. That is, to me, like anytime I find myself doing that, I feel like, or even in our own gameplay loop, when I feel like I'm doing that or other people are wanting to do that, I feel like that's a failed gameplay loop right there. Like, the gameplay loop should never involve hitting wait or sleep to pass time. This area has interesting behavior. I've already cleared it. Oh, how so? Is it bug out, or is it just the quest kind of wonky? So I know we had at one point, because while this was all being written, we were working on Conqueror, and I remember because this is for Conqueror fans, they know we use this character over here, Akak. And so we had it written up, and there's actually a character in SS2 to replace Akak if its Conqueror is detected. So that way, the player doesn't go and murder a character, because we were going to try and make the two quests you'll be able to play both of them. So like that Akak, we have a replacement for her available in the mod, but she should be disabled. I don't think we ever needed to use her, because we never got Conqueror and SS2 story working simultaneously. Alright. Let's see. Nice. What are you doing, Jake? He's really got to collect that cement. Very important. Dog mean, are you blocking pathing? Oh, he wanted to inspect the cement and then the corpse.
Raiders interrupted as I was finishing up. Just need to hit the last few keys on the terminal, and
I'm debating right now if I want to build another settlement. Like, I definitely don't want to have to micromanage another settlement, but I'd be happy to set up a city plan. I think I'm gonna go set up a city plan in Sanctuary. Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll go talk to Preston and company. We'll give them their own little city. That's a perfect idea. Then I don't have to manage it. They can build themselves a little utopia, and we'll be good to go. Alright, so we got enough stuff to actually build this thing. I want to build a city planner's desk here. I'm guessing we're going to be short on some resources. Oh, we got it all. Miracle. All right, let's see. I don't think we can do... Actually, you know what? We can grab Codsworth and put him in charge. Come here, buddy. I think in my other save, I literally just never talked to Codsworth, if I'm not mistaken. I may have talked to him eventually, but I just don't remember doing it.
But I'm gonna find him.
Mum, this news, this...
There we go. Codsworth available to your companion.
You must let me assist you in the search for young Sean.
Yes, of course.
As you...
There we go. This is something you get if you have SS2 Extended installed. So Xbox players, you will not get this. But we have these were actually made for Rise of the Commonwealth. We have a flag for all of the base game companions. Plus, who else do we have them for? For Longfellow and Gage. I think those are all the ones we have. Codsworth, where are you? Find ourselves some Codsworth. By the way, I am playing with the latest public beta right now, so unlikely I'll find any of the production bugs because I'm playing in the easy mode, so most of that stuff's turned off. But Codsworth's now in charge. All right, let's see. All right, city plan. This time we'll do our ROTC one. Tear it down, and then we'll let the music randomization decide. Oh, cool. We got my new favorite song. Oh, we can now build city plans in Red Rocket. So that finally triggered. And Sanctuary Hills. Yep. Actually, I wonder if maybe we had a bunch of script lag and maybe the leader cards are suddenly going to show up. All right, let's pop into workshop mode now, so it'll make that thing disappear. If you ever get these kind of like invisible items stuck appearing, that's another script lag issue. Like usually that's controlled by some code in Workshop Framework. And so usually it's the same way that these the little floating icons work. So usually popping in and out will hide that thing. Yep, there it goes. And that's a marker we have in a lot of our city plans to mark where the cinematic mode should point at as a reference point. So like you can have a little bit of control. This is actually one of the tools that's available that I actually have installed now. So and that's actually probably why it showed up for me, because I have WRK installed. So WRK Wasteland Reconstruction Kit offers not only a bunch of stuff you can build that's stored in Sim Settlements, meaning that players who use your designs don't need to install anything. They don't need to have Wasteland Reconstruction Kit. So you get like, I don't know how many thousands of items that are buildable all of a sudden, and you don't put any requirements on your city plans. It's one of the cool things about this mod. But it also adds some special items that let you do interesting things like, let me see if I can find what that one's called. Is it effects marker? City plan markers. It should be under here. So we have these markers that let you do interesting things to control how city plans work. So one is camera markers, so the cinematic center point. So the default cinematic center point in any settlement is the center that Bethesda decided, and they tend to decide like the center point of all the cells that make up with the settlement. And I think for Sanctuary, and you'll tend to notice it because occasionally when you fast travel to a settlement, all your settlers will be pooled up in one spot, and that's usually the spot that Bethesda marked as the center. I think for Sanctuary it's like over here. And I found that in here the cinematic circle looked better if it was up in the sky a little bit from the center, so we were able to put that marker down, and it made the cinematic mode look better. So we have these kind of tools that you can even use in your city plans. There's a lot of other really cool markers in here, so if you really like making settlements and you want some like cool stuff you can do Sim Settlements wise, like Wasteland Reconstruction Kit is pretty huge. Okay, so now we got a city plan here, and this thing, because we're on automated, this thing should just kind of build itself up over time. We don't have to worry about it. All right, I think okay, I think we're at a good place to stop here. So I fixed this. You guys see this? I for real fixed the harvesting. So like I had done it in an earlier patch a while back that I marked it as fixed, and I found out it was fixed, but only in like really specific niche scenarios. It was like if the plot happens to have been refreshed in the last 12 game hours or something, it would work. It was like there was a bug in it so that it would appear fixed while testing specifically for it, but then for most players, like in a real gameplay scenario like I'm playing here, it would not actually work. And so So yeah, you guys should find in the next patch, or if you go grab the beta, that you should be able to harvest your crops again. It was never the intent to take that away. I know that was one of the things we get frequent reports on the forums from new users of like, oh, it's such a bummer that you guys got rid of that, and that was actually just a bug that's been in the mod for ages. All right, guys, take care and enjoy the mods.